hey there. Oh, hey there, and welcome to the Ope three-way. As you can see on my fancy new Christmas present here. Getting back from the holidays. Happy New Year, 2026, and happy episode 68. Um, Post New Year, Piers, how you feeling?
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
Yeah, there's not alcohol in this cup. I'm done with
I
that.
didn't go out.
Oh,
I didn't go out last night. I was just tired from work from earlier in the week. And
oh
my
yeah.
niece's birthday is today, and we had her birthday party yesterday. So happy birthday to
Oh,
her.
nice,
Um,
nice.
and being around a bunch of children, small children, will take it out of you. And then the
Yes,
Stranger Things finale, like, emotionally took it out of me. So
I gotta watch. I gotta watch that whole season yet. I'm gonna have to figure a way to blitz it. But
I
yeah,
don't
man.
want to spoil anything, but they do stick the landing for the finale. I think it is a good finale. I don't think it was exactly what I wanted, but like, I'm okay with everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like with a series like Stranger Things, especially with how it was built and like how it kind of carried forward, I feel like you'd be hard pressed to get it exactly the way you wanted it in any case. But if they stuck it, then shit.
I mean, I guess we'll see what happens on Monday, because Raw is also Stranger Things for some
Oh,
the Netflix is the reason, but like,
yes.
there's nothing that ties Stranger Things to wrestling at all. Like, nothing. There's not.
I mean, we had that extended DC AEW crossover too per Warner Brothers, but I mean,
Yeah, but at least
I
they
don't know.
implemented the wrestlers into the comic books and had them interact with the characters. There's nothing that, like, there's no disconnect. There's no, like, hey, do you catch that episode of Saturday Morning Slam? Hulk Hogan's the best, blah, 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 blah. There's nothing like that. You know what I mean?
I guess we'll see. They've got
no connection.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll pull something out of their asses.
Fine. But
we did have the guest host there after all.
That is, I don't want to think about that. We're in the new year. We're gonna do a little retrospective. We're gonna go very light today. We're, as you can probably tell, we're both very tired. We got some hot takes because we're kicking open the door. It's a new year and hotter takes.
Yeah,
and
a little delayed Q4. I'm all for it.
And we'll talk about AEW a bit because they had World's End and then New Year's Smash, and then we'll give some quick hits predictions to New Year's Evil for NXT. And we got a fun month coming up. Najee will be joining us a little later in the month, talk about our look into the future for NXT. Royal Rumble's at the end of the month. I'm very excited for that, even though it's in a place I may or may not dislike. And who knows, maybe somebody familiar will be joining us that's not named Najee. We'll see. Before anything, please follow, like, subscribe on all of our social medias at Ope_A3_way, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Get us on 50 to TikTok, and we can start live streaming. Wells, we want to join you on a live stream. You can get us to 50 followers, we'll live stream. And you'll see the new episodes on YouTube. And whenever the Don Man in the Canada land can put them on his Spotify. But because we are trying to keep this nice, easy, breezy cover girl, I'm just going to hit myself with it.
You think you know me?
On this day, I see clearly that in 2007, on an episode of Raw, to start the show, WWE champion John Cena would lose a match clean to Kevin Federline.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you tapped the banks there with that one, man. Probably was better off that I didn't remember.
We are officially in the post-Cena era of professional wrestling. And
we are.
Like, you can look back and enjoy it, but I can't enjoy this. 2007 is, like, categorically, besides 2015, his greatest year ever as a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
And it starts with that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, you know, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish there, Pierce.
I mean, he finished
Hopefully
by
this.
tearing a pec, so
Oh well, yeah, no, that was not great.
so.
But it
And
didn't
that
take very long.
happy birthday to glorious Bobby Roode, the Mouth of
Roberto.
South, Jimmy Hart, and the legend who hopefully soon will be enshrined into the WWE Hall of Fame, Leilani Kai.
Mm-hmm.
So-
I have a feeling she's got a pretty strong billing going forward.
Well, there's a bunch of people that should be enshrined pretty quick here. I mean, we haven't seen the Cena induction yet. Batista's still got to go in. And one of my hot takes is actually for the WWE Hall of Fame. Do we want to just kick open the door early, or should we go over AEW first? What are you thinking, Brandon?
How the hell with it? Let's kick it open. Yeah. Sorry, that was my foot. We're kicking it open.
Welcome to the Hot Take Emporium for the first time in 720p because we do not pay enough for 1080p, but it's still HD. I'm a climb a tree. Yeah, I'm just quoting Adam Sandler at this point.
Oh, woe is me.
I'm gonna go down to the bay, have some hay. Have a nice day. All right. I will kick it off if that's okay with you.
Kick away.
My first hot take. We're only doing 2 each because like we said, we want to keep it light, breezy, easy. Cover girl, you know. Mm-hmm. Cody Rhodes will not end the year as champion, either WWE or World Heavyweight. He is not ending the year as champion.
2026?
Will? I don't know, but I think it's going to be an out there name, not fucking Austin Theory. I want to throw that name, not him. It's not going to be him, but it's fine. I think we're gonna see a heel going into 2027 as WWE champion. And I don't think it's going to be heel Cody, because I think Cody's going to stay on the babyface horse for just a bit longer. There's still some steam to that engine, but who is it going to be? I really don't know. Could be somebody coming up from NXT. I could see maybe an Ope fucking just strapping the Rocket, pushing him to the title. I could see Braun Breaker. I mean, I could see heel CM Punk. Like, there's a lot of names you could throw out there. You could say Seth Rollins. Like, but I don't think we're going to see for the second or third year in a row now Cody Rhodes ending the year as champion.
Yeah, no, I think, and I was going to kind of touch on this in my hot take, but I think, I don't think Cody Rhodes is going to be the guy. In my mind, he's kind of like, I think of like Roman Reigns as kind of the Bruno Sammartino of the 2020s, right? In a sense, I kind of see Cody as like a Bob Backlund, whereas like he gets a lot of like the highlight, right? He gets a good lengthy time in the main event scene, but it's not as impactful.
Highlight that's a hot take in of itself.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
man's highest was the crossface chicken wing, which pops me always when I see it. I love a good crossface chicken wing, but
yeah. I mean, Bobby had himself a good amount of time as champion. Apparently has the record for the most defenses, although some are purportedly just inflationary.
He was a workhorse in a
Yeah, Bob Backlund's a dynamo, even at his old age, right?
I mean, he won the title from Bret Hart in '94. I mean, he lost it 2 days later in 8 seconds to Diesel, but he won the title when he was in his, I think, late 40s.
Yeah, which I mean, like it's crazy to think because people were giving him guff for being like old man Backlund, and he looked the part too back in the mid 90s. And you look at your average like 48-year-old wrestler now,
for his fucking entire life. look at him in his prime. He looks like he's a 60-year-old.
Yeah, squeaky clean whistle Boy Scout virtue kind of give him a little bit of that age and wisdom look. You know what I mean? Right. But I don't know. I don't see Cody. I don't know how hot that is because Cody, even though he's definitely one of their top guys, he's the guy in WWE.
Like somebody put some jalapenos on a taco, you know, but not like
Yeah.
fresh jalapenos, like a pickled jalapeno, so it's not as spicy.
Mm. Yeah, kind of takes the edge off.
Or fresh jalapeno all day. Just want to throw that out there. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's Cody. Cody, I see still doing a lot of like the press tours and stuff like that because that's what he's really good at, right?
I'm not saying he's not going to be face of the company. He's still face of the company, but he's not ending the year as WWE champion. That's the big thing, because he could easily keep it going for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's where the spice comes in.
Let me see here. Oh shoot, I might actually want to. Now that you mentioned all that, I might want to switch that take out that I created earlier. I will say this though. This is one that I was coming in with. I think that AEW's 2026 is going to be greater than WWE's 26. I think AEW is going to take the banner of top wrestling promotion in the US for the second year in a row with this upcoming year. And the reason I say that is because I feel like AEW is really now in year 6, I believe. Is it year 6? No, it'll be entering year 7 now. I think they're really starting to hit their stride and they're starting to do a lot of strong points. They're really investing, and that's shown as of the end of the year. We'll touch on that a little bit. At the end of this year, it's really showing that they are investing a lot in their homegrown talents, and they're really starting to take the goodwill, and they're taking everything that they've invested in them with over the last 7 years or so, and it's really starting to pay dividends because these are the people who are definitively the faces of this brand, and they're not borrowing like they were years ago when they had guys like Chris Jericho, or you can even consider Malachi Black and Miro and all these other people who have inevitably went back.
Contract as of today is done. So keep that in mind.
Yep. I've been keeping it in mind. I've been speculating on when he's going to show his face again. I'm pretty sure where, but
I would be, if he didn't resign, which at this point I don't think he did. I would be shocked if we did not see him Monday. If they're waiting to the Rumble, it's just cliche. So if they do it Monday, it'd be countdown.
Yeah. Well, and there's talks he might not even come back with a countdown theme. It might be Judas. I mean, it's his music, right?
He's got to come down. He's got to break the walls down. He can't come back to. I mean, I love Judas, but he's got to.
We could break the walls into Judas. Get a little creative.
They could do that, yeah.
But I think with AEW, I think they're really going to ball out this year. And that might even extend to this little brand right here, too. Can wear this. We'll see. I mean, but here's the thing, too. They got a very strong champion in Bandito. Bandito and AEW had a great run as one half of the tag champs. He won the Dynamite Diamond ring. He broke the...
and Bandito?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's between both, right? Like, I mean, as a small example of why he's good for Ring of Honor.
And Bandito had a good tag team run?
Yeah. Well, no,
AEW?
No. I just wanted to say, like, Bandito is one example. And yes, Brody King will factor into that as well. I mean, he's already staking his claim for Brody.
He honestly had a fantastic year. You cannot take away what he did. And I will disagree that it's a hot take because I 100% agree. If you look at AEW 2025, I think there's one person that like disagrees that 2025 was a good year for AEW. Well, two, JD from NY and Donnie, but Donnie is just hypercritical on everything. And AEW is 100% the better promotion. They had the better stories. I mean, the redemption of Hangman Adam Page was a fucking banger story that ended in my favorite match of last year, which when we get to the Ope Awards in 2 weeks, you will see that match come up. You look at, I mean, the return of Swerve Strickland was incredible. MJF's return this last month comes out and does a non-MJF thing and inserts himself into a match against 3 fucking killers to prove that he is still MJ fucking F. And we'll spoil it a little bit. He won at World's End as the new AEW World Champ. New Triple B. The Triple B is back. I don't want to see custom titles in AEW besides that and Jack Perry's TNT title. That's it.
Yeah, that was sick.
And in 2 weeks, Max is going to be defending that AEW world title on an indie show. Like, when you have somebody willing to do that and be a traveling world champion, sky's the limit for AEW this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit 80K at Wembley again.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially when you factor in who's likely to challenge for the title. I will also say too, with WWE's
if he's back, fingers
if
crossed.
he's back.
Love.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, with WWE, the reason I don't place as much confidence in them is because we've had that kind of hangover from the period we had following the Bloodline, the whole inconsistency in booking with Cena over the last year and the retirement tour, which
the lack of
the Waynes. Right, exactly.
One swing last year, I would say, or two. I would say both of them worked for the most part. But that's not enough to fucking keep the fans wanting to watch. It's going to keep the casuals being like, oh, cool, this person won this. Okay, I'm going to go back to my normal stuff. If you want to get people invested, you have to willingly take the swings and then continue the story.
Exactly. Well, and it'll be interesting too, because I feel like all we've heard about coming up in the year for 2026 is just the myriad of retirements that we're going to be seeing, right? Like, and now we got Gunter kind of as a medium for that, where it's like, is he going to retire AJ? Is he going to retire R-Truth even? Like Chris Jericho on the list. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a number of other names that are announcing retirement, like Johnny Curtis, Fandango, right? Like what was her name? Mercedes Martinez.
Yep.
Also announced her retirement for 2026 coming up.
It's almost a guarantee that Brock Lesnar did. And Lesnar. I don't know if you saw this, but the Lesnar guy is retiring from going to shows. And he put a whole thing on social media and looked like a fucking dork. I'll send it to you.
He looked like a dork.
I don't know if you saw it, but it is the dumbest, dorkiest thing that I've ever seen.
I mean, could you expect anything less from Brock Lesnar, guy? Though, I mean, that's kind of been his MO for the last.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a mark for us and our podcast, but not to that point. I'll send it in Discord so Donnie can see it too, because Donnie will be like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah, it's something, man. That heightened sense of self-importance is not good.
That's a fantastic take. I don't think it's that hot though.
Okay.
I think Donnie would think it's hot. I think Donnie would think it's like a habanero. I think that's more along the lines of like a Serrano, but different tastes.
Are we going to do like hot ones where we have like the pepper rankings?
Yes.
For our hot takes. I think we should.
I've had the hottest sauce on hot ones. I've had the Last Stand. I haven't had the what is the other one? The Da Bomb. Because that's extract, and I'm not fucking stupid. There's no I like stuff with flavor. Extract takes the flavor, crosses it out because it's pure heat extract. So
don't need that.
There's nothing good about it. The Last Dab, hot as fuck. Like, burn your mouth, hurts, not fun, but
crying,
really
sweating, shitting
at the same time. When you can balance flavor and heat, that's when you're doing something right.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, we ain't.
Dwayne, The Rock will headline the 2027 Hall of Fame in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Before losing to Roman in the Night 2 main event of WrestleMania 43 and finally fully closing the chapter on his wrestling career. I think at this point people are like, it's not going to happen, but with Saudi Arabia, it's like, I think it's a guarantee to happen at this point for him to wrestle, because it's $250 million. They're not going to piss that away.
Right.
Not that Dwayne is getting paid that much himself, but like he probably could at this point. I think it's then he transitions to full-time. I mean, he's been full-time movies for 20 years now, but I think he's going to start he did the Smashing Machine this year. He's doing a Scorsese movie this year, or last year, I should say, but he's got a Scorsese movie in the books, which is going to be a different side of The Rock. We've
Right.
seen him take some weirder roles, but for the past 10 years, it's just been action star, action star, action star, and he plays Dwayne Johnson.
Yes,
So
that's
I
true.
think we're going to see some more swings. I don't know if he's going to win an Oscar. I doubt that. But like, I think it's going to be more him focusing on that. And then when he retires as an actor, he takes his place at the board for TKO and just continues that ride for him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we see him in creative at some point. I think that'd be a good spot for him too.
Yeah, we'll see about it. I mean, I will say that I wouldn't say that that's very hot either. I mean, I know we said it was kind of like here for it today, but like, because right, we've got our statuses as they are. But I mean, I would say, to kind of add to your point, I feel like if they were ever going to do Roman and Rock, that Saudi Arabia would be, because it's like, to prevent them from trying to bring back anybody from the dead or infringe on copyright ad infinitum, right? Like, I feel like
doing in that fucking main event, man.
And I think, you know what, too? Perhaps this is a take in and of itself, but I think that Roman versus Rock would be kind of like the cap on the Bloodline, like, saga or storyline for. But, well, no, I shouldn't say that. But as we know it, like, involving like the main cast with like the Usos and Roman Reigns, and with The Rock obviously being in there because of his star power alone.
And maybe they can turn Solo into a funny baby face, because that's really what he was meant to do. He's good in the brooding heel, but he's so fucking funny. Like,
oh yeah, very natural
comedy baby face, and like one that can be taken seriously. Because I still think Solo could win a WWE championship someday.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he'd be a good face, kind of like how Rikishi was a good face. Like, he's not going to be, backing it up in no one's face or no shit like that. But I mean, he could definitely still pack a punch and be funny.
Just imagine a baby face funny Umaga. That's it.
I mean, a baby face funny Umaga.
A baby face Umaga that talks and has good comedic timing. That's all.
So like Rosie? Like Rosie?
Yeah, similar to Rosie.
That's kind of what I would think of. Like, Rosie was pretty funny.
Not Jamal. Jamal was Umaga, right?
Yeah, Jamal was Umaga. He was never a funny guy. He was too serious. Like Zilla, like that, kind of like Zilla. I think of like father like son, very similar types. I feel like Solo's like a good combo of like, he could be like a good, like, somewhere in between like a Rosie and a Rikishi, where like you can still take him seriously, but he's also going to make you crack, and there's going to be highlight reel to show for that too. So
right, like he's just great. Solo
yeah.
the moon.
I think so. With my take, I initially was going to say something about Gunter and his Legend Killer gimmick, but when we were talking about Cody a little bit, it got me to thinking about what we're going to be looking forward to in the next year here too. Because SmackDown, I guess, is going back to 3 hours if it hasn't already. I haven't.
Goes back tomorrow.
Ooh, oh yeah, and then they got the announce team swap too. I did see that.
Yeah. Which is weird. I don't know why they're doing that, but whatever.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I think this year SmackDown is going to overtake Raw as the top show in WWE within their sphere. I think that they're going to, once it goes back to 3 hours, they're going to be able to do it right. I think they are pushing forward, and this is kind of tied into my last take too. The reason why I said that AEW is going to be better is because their young guys, the guys and gals who kind of started that company out, are now flourishing, and they are like the main eventers, right? Whereas with like WWE, and we'll talk about this with Najee, I'm sure too, but you have NXT now that's shifting a bunch of guys and gals from their league up to main roster. And I have a feeling most, if not all of them, are going to wind up on SmackDown as a result of the 3 hour, changeover. And I think you're going to see in SmackDown a lot of what we saw of SmackDown back in 2000, like right after the brand split, like 2002.
SmackDown Live era.
What's that? Or the SmackDown Live era, where it's in the sense that you see a lot of these up and coming, like these new faces who we haven't seen much of before within like the main roster WWE context. I think you're going to see them. They're going to kick doors down. There's going to be a lot of new intrigue. They're already building up Trick and Oba. Javon's been making waves on Raw. I mean, who's to say who else comes along in the future, right? Like we talked about Sol Ruka, Zarya, Jordan Grace, even. Um, but and then and you look at the guys and gals who have kind of just been starting to make waves on SmackDown, like Ilya Dragunov as an example, who just lost the U.S. title, so we'll see where that goes. Mello, I think, Mello is going to be great for the U.S. title. I hope they
long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm glad they actually put a continuum between the two of them, because I believe it was Ilya who beat Mello for the NXT title. No,
that is correct.
So it's kind of like a payback,
and they could easily put Ilya up to the main event scene at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he were to fight Cody or Drew or whomever's the champion at the top. It would not be out of place to me at all. I think it would be he'd be a super fresh challenger.
That title is one of my favorite reigns of the year,
mm-hmm.
easily, of any title on any promotion. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I think Ilya is a very good look into the future for SmackDown and WWE in general. I think we're going to see a lot from him this year too, and I think he's going to be a big part of why SmackDown is going to be so successful.
It's tough for me to say yes or no. I think it's a hot take because of who's in charge of SmackDown, because they don't believe that losses and wins matter, and they absolutely do. And I've talked about it before. You all know who fucking is in charge of SmackDown booking right now. If they put somebody else in charge, I think you would be 100% correct. If it goes to 3 hours and they're able to fill the show and like build this women's mid card, like Julia pinned the Chelsea Green last week to crickets, which is fucking bananas. Julia is one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world, and they need to show that. They need to turn her into a killer. They need to get her. They need to get her away from what's her name. I think Kiana. But like, have her just murder her tomorrow, and then build. I mean, the men's mid card, keep building it. Keep building the tag scene. I mean, they got a good story for the tag scene right now with the MFTs versus the Wyatts. It's the first thing they're doing with the tag titles since like SummerSlam. And then the main event, they need to bolster that depth too. Put Ilya up there, have Drew win next week, and then you win Drew and Ilya at the Royal Rumble. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a banger.
Yep.
Banger.
So I would say it's the hottest take we've had, because with who's currently booking, it's tough to say if that's going to happen. Because categorically, SmackDown last year was the worst show on television for wrestling.
It was not great.
No. And that includes Collision, which is just Dynamite 2 at this point. God, I missed Punk Collision, man. Oh, so good.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say?
That show was on the air for 3 months with him as the booker, and it was the most pure wrestling show ever. Like, it was just top to bottom bangers and cohesive stories, and like that. I think that's a glimpse into the future for NXT. That we'll talk about at a later point. But
well, I mean, Punk's entering his shirt wrestling era now, so I mean, maybe we're looking at transitions into something else.
Kevin Nash for that. Come on, man.
Yeah, the last dude to talk on that. Yeah,
the last
high-rise pants.
Kevin Nash
sucking in your gut.
Thought he was dead.
The legacy continues.
It's just it was a throwaway taped Raw. Like, who cares? I don't care if he's the world champion. It's a throwaway taped Raw. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. Great to see the heat still there, though. Just little things like that are funny to me.
Kevin Nash is one of the funniest wrestlers on the planet because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that is true.
But real quick, we'll talk about AEW before getting into New Year's Eve. I'm calling it a day because I'm tired. I'd like to take a shower and probably go to bed soon.
Gotcha.
And, so on the AEW side, World's End happened. Jon Moxley won the C2. The Unified Championship is now defunct, proving.
Thank God.
When we talked about it in July, you, me, and Donnie were correct that it was a pointless championship.
It was.
John Moxley seemingly turned face, which I think is a good choice after being literally the worst person in the world. I don't know. They turned the Death Riders around from one of the worst factions I've ever seen to one of the best in half a year. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have become just incredibly deep with their characters, and and I think the turn on Moxley is still going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
When? I don't know. I think maybe
Yeah.
Claudio beats him for the Continental Championship at some point. That
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Well, and it'll be interesting too to see how Mox carries the Continental Championship, because you're not allowed anybody at ringside, right? And it's meant to be 1 in 20 minutes, so it's kind of putting into this new attitude that
I
Mox
think he's
has.
a perfect champion for that. It frees Okada to just be the international championship and have 30-minute bangers, which is what Okada is for. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the right choice. And then it also frees the Okada Takeshita match to be longer than 20 minutes when it happens
Mm-hmm.
again, because Okada
Yep.
cheated in their match. And Kyle
He did.
tried to cheat and know that Okada did it, which is like a great through line for that tournament.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because Okada has Tanahashi coming up, and when you consider like who Okada is now versus the guy that was battling Tanahashi for years, like it's a very different guy. And you also have this parallel dynamic too, where you consider like Tanahashi was the old guy, Okada was the up and comer, and Okada was doing a lot of things as well, if not better than Tanahashi. But now you have Takeshita over here, who's also backed by Don Callis, and who, if you watched, I'm sure you watched their C2 match in the semifinals there, fucking amazing. It was a pretty New Japan Puroresu kind of match, which, I mean, if it wasn't, I would be very concerned.
I mean, it's the greatest NJPW champion of all time versus the current NJPW champion, so it makes sense.
And it looked like Takeshita was going to take that greatest tournament wrestler title away from Okada too, if he would have stuck the landing and won it, which would have put him to be the only guy to have won. And I would have been confident if Takeshita were to go to the final, he would have won it. So he would have been the first guy to win the G1 and the C2 in the same calendar year, which would have been wild. And considering, there's so much upward trajectory that Takeshita still has in his career, it very much parallels. It's interesting because he's going to this match with Tanahashi, and you consider what Okada was to Tanahashi. I feel like Takeshita, in a way, is kind of like that now to Okada.
It's a very, very easy parallel to make for those two.
But it's fun. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Takeshita definitely earns that, I feel. I feel like Takeshita is a phenom, dude, in this generation. And
he's a one-on-one.
He is. It'll be interesting to see where his loyalties lie, if he stays with AEW or goes back to Japan in the future.
I mean, but his loyalty is not a thing because he's a 3-contract wrestler. He has a full-time contract with New Japan, one with DDT, and one with AEW. The dude's just
at some point, I mean, he's young and he's volatile now, right? So I could see him maintain that for a little while, but at some point he's going to want a place to hang his hat. And it'll be interesting to see where that ends up being. But right.
And then in the main event, we touched on it earlier, MJF is the new AEW world champion, brought back to Triple B, cut a fucking belter promo on Wednesday. Motherfuck the big three. It's just Big Me talking about fucking, it's MJF doing MJF stuff. And him in the driver's seat. And it's a different MJF for the most part. His first challenger for AEW is going to be Bandito, and I assume that he's going to goad him into putting him on the ring on the line, because that ring for the first time is not on MJF's finger, but he's going to get it back very easily.
You don't think he'd goad him into putting the ROH world title on the line?
Why would he want something that doesn't matter?
He held the ROH tag titles as AEW champion before.
Yeah, but they also didn't matter back then.
Well, Bandito is arguably the greatest ROH champion since they've been, well, not arguably probably one of the better champions of all time, just for the quality of his defenses.
Quality of match, sure, but like, it's right now ROH is here.
MJF. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it gives, it's duly beneficial, right? Like, it gives ROH and its title some more time.
It's a moot point. I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to go to him to get the ring back. That's it.
Well, the ring was certainly important too for its own reason, right? The sentiment and everything. But I don't know. It was just a thought. And right, I like you said, I think MJF's this reign is going to be. It's not going to be as long as his first reign. I don't believe. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close. But I
MJF
will
is
probably
already, in
argue
my eyes, the greatest AEW heavyweight champion there's ever been. Like more than Moxley. His
it'll
first
probably be a
reign,
better reign. Yeah.
and this time it looks like he's going to take on all comers to prove that he's the fucking best. And one of
Mm-hmm.
the first he's getting is Kenny Omega at some point. Like, sign me
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of longest reigning champions, one's reign ended yesterday. Willow Nightingale has defeated Mercedes Moné to become the first two-time TBS champion and to start the downward trajectory of the belt collector. She's going to lose
Mm-hmm.
everything in the next 3 months. And I think they're going to turn her face after that. And it's going to be a great story.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got till the end of next year, really, or to the end of this year to really write that story and flesh it out because she's still got a good number of belts. She's still got CMLL. Who does she even still have? She's got the CMLL belt. She's got some other randoms. The CMLL, I believe, is the top that she still has. She's lost all the Tony Khan belts. She's not anything with Ring of Honor or AEW.
Pro World to
Yep. Alex Windsor.
Alex Windsor. Like it's going to be a domino effect. Her loss to Tony really was like one thing, but she was still winning belts after that. But that loss to Statlander is a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to start losing fucking hotcakes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Persephone got another shot at the CMLL championship and then she took that. Just because, I mean, she's already lost to Willow twice in a row too. So like, you know, maybe this is where like she just kind of, that's it. Like this is the time to strike when, you know, the iron's cold as hell, when Mercedes has no heat with her win streaks anymore. And yeah, I'm very interested to see how it all plays out. I'm very glad for Willow Nightingale. She is like easily the best babyface in the company, in my opinion. One of the best.
Looks like she's
top
such
three.
A nice person. Like she's
a
happy-go-lucky, lovely gal, and that's what I like. And
it was cool to see
who is also the best.
Yeah. It was really cool to see at the end of the show too, at the last show at the year where it's Stat and Harley and Willow all together in the ring, all with championships. Like it was a real feel good moment that I feel maybe didn't get stated enough.
And Stat and like, Willow hugged, kind of a little makeup there, which is a good thing because Statlander is also in that category of the best. So
yeah. I'm looking forward to how her reign continues in 2026 too. Like she's already shaping up to be a great champion. Absolutely.
All right. And now to the brand that has been categorically the best brand of wrestling for this last year. And also they were talking about it on CBB with Shayna. CBB just said it. That was like Black and Gold NXT was the best wrestling maybe ever. And
it was, yeah. I mean,
it's hard to argue.
I mean, and we can talk about that a little bit too. I mean, more with Najee maybe, but like without going too deep into it, I mean, you had it was an interesting time with Black and Gold because you had a lot of talent in there that like categorically really maybe didn't need to be like developmental per se. Like they were already very experienced wrestlers, but they were being taught how to work within a WWE style.
I think it was just Triple H showing like, hey, these guys on the indies are actual stars, and I'm going to show you and prove to you that I could do this.
Right.
And then a loss to AEW, and Vince said, nope, I got to take it over. And then NXT went to shit for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2.0 era, less
remember cool Kyle O'Reilly?
Oh, God. Yeah, like proto Orange Cassidy. yeah, he fucked off real quick after that.
All right, New Year's Evil. JC Jane with Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. Fatal Influence will defend her NXT Women's Championship against Kendall Gray with Ren Sinclair. Who you got?
I'm thinking JC Jane in this one. I think it's a little too early for Kendall Gray. I think she'll show out. She's super good. A little too early. She'll show out.
I think they're going to put the title on Kendall.
Mm,
I think they're going to start this year super hot, and I think that's one way to do it.
little champ action, hey?
Well, I think they'll probably have her vacate the Evolve Championship, so Nikita Lyons
Mm,
gets something, I guess.
just hand it over.
Ope versus Leon Slater, singles match for the NXT Championship. Who you got?
Oba.
Yeah, Oba's
Got no
not
reason.
losing here. I don't know who he's losing to now because Javon is going to the main roster. So, like,
Well, as is Oba.
it's going to be a great showing for Leon, but I do not see him beating Oba, especially because he is a TNA contracted talent.
And their X Division champion. Imagine him holding both of those up at the same time. That'd be wild.
If Leon does anything, he should cash in for option C. Just me.
On the NXT championship, or
no, not on the NXT.
Oh, I was just like he comes back for it or whatever. Like, think again. Yeah, I got my opinions on option C. That shit should have never. That was a Hogan abortion. I God damn, I hate option C. They've got other stuff for that. They got Feaster fired, or they had Feaster fired.
It's a unique thing for a title to have that. So I'll give it.
I just hate the idea, unless it's like the old school, like US title switching for the world title. Like the X Division title is, and the division itself is distinct from like the heavyweight division, and that's by design. That's where I'm like, it kind of demeans the whole division in my eyes. But that's its own thing.
Thea Hale with Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Who you got? I don't want to go into a TNA run for you, so I apologize.
No, I understand. I was trying to cut it. I think they right the wrong here, if you consider it wrong. I think Blake Monroe takes it back.
I don't disagree. I don't call it a wrong. Botch, sure, but like the pivot they've done has been great. And it's nice to see somebody who was not supposed to be there so excited and so happy and like showing why she should be there in the first place. But yeah, I fully expect Blake to win. If they keep it with Thea, I'm not going to be mad. Not at all.
No, and we've talked about that. Like Blake doesn't even really need the North American Championship.
No.
Thea, the North American Championship is really more for someone like a Thea who's been around and is not quite there yet, but you could, put some eggs in the basket. But I think Blake could easily challenge for the women's title, in the start of the year here.
And then with the last announced match, I don't know if they're going to add anything else. Tatum Paxley versus Izzy Dame. Singles match. The culling are barred from ringside. I'm just going to take it real quick because of that. Tatum is going to get her lick back here. I don't think we need much else.
No, and I think that Tatum is one of those two who will likely head up to the main roster amongst the others who are confirmed and rumored. Because there's really not a heck of a lot for her to do left.
She's the only person that would go over to Raw because you can put her in that Bailey and Lyra storyline very easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
I don't think we had anything else because we're gonna. Did you want to do the year in review, or should we wait to the Ope Awards for that?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Did we have an award for the previous year in our Ope Awards?
Well, the Ope Awards are awards for the year of 2025. So that is more of a just concise, detailed look at the year before.
Sure. I mean, I guess in like a general, what did you think in general of like the year of 2025? We don't have to bullet point it, but like, how did you feel about 25 as compared to like maybe the year before?
I'm going to keep it. We talked about this a few weeks ago, but I'll say like WWE was at like a 5 out of 10. I think it was fine. AEW I'd put up to like an 8 out of 10. I think they had a fucking great year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a good year of wrestling. Like all the matches delivered for the most part. There wasn't anything that genuinely made me angry or pissed me off or like made me not want to watch. But
can you believe like it's I was gonna say I was looking back at all the stuff that's happened over the course of a year, and it's felt like a long year. Can you believe that Raw debuted on Netflix around this time last year? It feels like it's been a lot longer,
We're at the 1 year
but
mark next Tuesday.
it's crazy. But like it feels like so long ago, and then all the stuff that's happened from like the Cena tour to like AJ coming back to Dom's rise to whoever else. I mean, shoot, TNA got a TV deal,
They get
but
their first show on the 15th.
yeah, I'm very excited for it. Yeah, I kind of stand with you in that. I mean, 2025 was weird, and we'll see how it goes for 26. I'm hoping they learned from a lot of their mistakes. Um, they did kind of take a lot into the Cena tour with 25.
2025 is going to
WWE.
be a wash for WWE because of that, because we knew at some point John Cena was going to win his 17th, and maybe they take the swing of turning him heel, maybe they don't. Like there
Mhm.
was like 2025 as a total year was going to be a wash because
Mhm.
we had some expectations and they delivered on most of them, but they did not
Right,
do it well enough to where we're like, yeah, it was great.
right. I think they did the Mox run really good in AEW, though. I feel like that was one of the defining things in AEW for the year. Just Mox and the Death Riders, and it was
The
a pain in the
biggest
ass to
critique
watch Mox
for
defend.
AEW in 2025 that I have is for Revolution. You finally have a story for the women to main event a pay-per-view, and the fucking Titantron says the end, and you put
Oh,
it
the
on
Hollywood
third
ending.
from last. And then
Yeah,
you end with a stinker in Mox and fucking Cope.
yeah. I couldn't
Revolution,
understand that for the life of me.
top to bottom, is one of the best pay-per-views in wrestling maybe ever. Everything
Hmm.
fucking delivered. And then you ended on that, and it's no longer in that conversation because of
Yeah,
that
it's
match.
crazy.
You put that match,
Yeah.
we talked about it when we reviewed it. You put that match on first, third, fifth, you move it
Hmm.
down the card, looking at all timer. Because you look at All Out 2021, which is top to bottom, a fucking incredible pay-per-view. It's the greatest pay-per-view I've ever watched live. You also had the stinker of QT Marshall versus Paul White, but they didn't fucking put that on last.
Hmm.
They put it on
Yeah.
second to last.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was a really weird year. I feel like for both WWE and AEW, but I feel like in both cases, there's a lot to learn from the past year, and they have the potential to make a lot of. Both companies have the potential to make a lot of great things happen. Because WWE's got their young guns that are coming up too, and I don't think we'll start to really see them prime out as much until like 27 or even 28. But you've got some great promise, I think, for WWE too. They're just
They
not
got to
quite
take
there yet.
swings. They got to
They
strike
got
while
to
the
take the
iron's
swing.
hard. And then, I mean, look at AEW. They did.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
all right. I think that just about does it.
We are concluded.
To everybody watching, we want to say to you, thank you for 2025, our categorically biggest year yet, even though it's the only year two. But it's been a fucking great year from us at the Ope Three-Way, to the new watchers, to our friends, Wellsmania and Najee, Wheezy Blonde, the
The
Beards,
beards.
like
Mhm.
everybody that I met out at events. You've all been super kind. You all giving me great advice. We appreciate the hell out of you. And
Also, want to
we
shout out Wrestling for Life Network too. I want to make sure that those boys get some mention. I've been on their stuff a few times. Hope to
and
collaborate with
Sam's
you fellas in the
Sam's
future.
Love Wrestling. Those guys are great.
Yep. Hmm.
We
Have we talked about Graham?
oh
GSM?
GSM
Can't forget that
Restaurant
fella.
Graham, of
Yes,
course,
sir.
Graham on one of my favorite collab episodes. That was a blast.
Hmm.
And I mean, it was a great year. We're looking forward to hopefully an even bigger year in 2026. And with that, this is your favorite podcast saying thanks for stopping to the Ope Three-Way. Have a beer on us. Happy New Year. Have a great night.